So Hunter. Oh, 3, 2, 1. So Hunter,
Yeah,
can you
man.
believe those Antifa-loving fascists gave the Antifa propaganda movie Best Picture? No, I'm just kidding. We're not that kind of stream. We're not Ben Shapiro's buddies.
No. Hi,
No.
everybody.
Hey, Ben Shapiro. Anti-intellectualism. Actually watch the goddamn movie, you putz.
All right, but good
Hey,
evening,
Hunter.
everybody.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Let's just say that this DiCaprio is going through one battle after another. What kind of battle is it? Is it the battle to not be a total libtard? Like, what is it? And we're gonna one of the characters' names is Jungle Pussy. Okay, first off, I don't even know what a pussy is. I don't even know what a wop is. So why is this woman named Jungle Pussy?
Grant.
How does that make any sense?
Anyways, good evening, everybody.
Sorry, that was my terrible Ben Shapiro.
Good evening, everybody. I'm
Good
here
evening.
with my friend Grant, and we're just here to talk about the 2026 Academy Awards. As you may have known, it took place this past Sunday, and I would have to say about 95 to 96% of the results were predictable. But there were a few that we were not sure about, and those were casting, actor, best picture, and supporting actor. Those
I'll say this. I was pretty certain about picture at a certain point. But yeah, supporting actor I was a little bullish on. I kind of assumed. I feel like supporting actress, I kind of was before they could even say it, like, when you guys say Madigan, and then yeah, it was. So like that was, but actress knew immediately what it was going to be. Got points for that one. But then Michael B. Jordan kind of did an upset, which is fine because Michael B. Jordan was great, and his speech. Did you know, by the way, speaking of, after he won the award, he went to In-N-Out Burger and like signed a shit ton of autographs and was really cool and humble. Like, what a guy!
And so, anyways, let's start with the beginning of the program, which was that opening with Conan O'Brien as going through all these different movies
as Aunt Gladys being chased by the children from weapons. Which was hilarious, and the other thing too is that I just felt the whole time like Billy Crystal would love this bit, because this is totally a Billy Crystal bit, but he did a good job. Like, the idea of, like, Billy Crystal used to do that when he would host, where he would run through the nominated films, where he would frequently do that, where he would be in movies that were nominated, and it would be him inserted in there and cracking wise. And that was,
absolutely. And another thing I wanted to add on to that was just the animation, like when they did the clip for K-pop Demon Hunter. That I almost laughed so hard that I literally almost pissed my pants.
I thought the bit with Sinners was funny also.
Oh god.
He's like, can you guys let me in or whatever? Like, I can sing too, Daddy boy.
That part was absolutely hilarious. So the next thing I do want to talk to you all about, whoever is watching, is let's start off with supporting actress.
Yeah.
So the nominees were Amy Madigan, Tiana Taylor, Wunmi Mosaku. Who were the other two?
Kate Hudson was actress, right? Not supporting.
Kate Hudson was actress. Why am I am I blanking on the other
Tiana Taylor, Wunmi Mosaku, Amy Madigan,
Tiana Taylor,
Gwyneth Paltrow. No, it wasn't Gwyneth Paltrow. She should have, but no, it wasn't her.
No.
Hold on, let me look it up. By the way, real quick, speaking of actress, Kate, I love you. You were one of the best aspects of Song Sung Blue. It should have been Amanda, goddammit, for Testament of Anne Lee. For, if nothing else, for Best Actress. You bastards.
Yep.
She gave her fucking body to that fucking performance.
Yeah, I mean,
I hunger and thirst.
yeah, but it was Amy Madigan, Tiana Taylor, Wanumi Musaku.
It was a Sentimental Value Gals, Elle Fanning and
Oh
Ega,
yes, it
Eve's
was
daughter
Amy
Ilias.
and the other girl, yes. And Amy Madigan won Best Supporting Actress. I remember because I was trying to get on Luke's live stream because he was streaming the Oscars. And
Lucky
we were
duck.
having a hard time
He
getting
hasn't invited me on forever. I don't
and
know why, but
and what was so funny was here was me when I when sh so I'm just sitting there when they go and I'm sitting there like what's gonna happen, and then when they said Amy Madigan, I was like, no flipping way.
perfect. And her speech was awesome too.
Oh,
Her energy.
absolutely.
I was afraid she was gonna pull a Melissa Leo and they would have to do the 10-second delay or whatever on her because she was so like she clearly had downed a few before she got on, but that's okay. It's a party. I don't care.
okay. So now let's go on to
Before we do, can I make one other little comment about Amy Madigan? Okay. I very recently I was staying with my aunt when I was down at Sundance because they live in Utah, and my aunt loved weapons, and she doesn't even like horror, but she liked weapons, and she said, I tried to convince, I told everybody, like her kids and her kids-in-law, that she wanted to be Aunt Gladys for Halloween, and they told her no, and she said, well, in my mind, even though I didn't have the costume, I am Aunt Gladys, biatch, and I thought that was funny. So she's happy because she was rooting for her because she really liked that character in that performance. Okay, we got Niner 4922.
You just made me think of something. I guarantee you that people are going to be dressing up for her as Halloween.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Some of them already did. Like there were a few people who I saw wearing the costume on Halloween. They are making a Weapons prequel. It would be epic if Ed Harris would be in it somehow. And they are together, or they're married.
They actually, Niner 4922. I have a little insider information that might surprise you. So, Zach Kreger, as you know, they are making a prequel. They have talked to Ed Harris about possibly being in it, but he said he would be willing to do it if the story sounds right to him.
Yeah.
So he might be in it, he might not, but like I said, I don't know for certain. But anyways,
I just saw Ed Harris in something and I can't remember what it was.
But anyways, so let's go on to supporting. Before we go on to supporting actor, one of my favorite moments of the entire thing was watching Miles Caton do "I Lied to You." Like,
yeah.
That was fun, and they had an actual ballet dancer up there just to royally embarrass Timothy Chalamet, which I thought was hysterical.
Well, here's the thing. Well, first off, can we for a second talk about the rhetoric? Just a quick sidebar. I know we only got a limited amount of time tonight, but I just wanted to point out. Oh, by the way, the movie with Ed Harris I saw recently was How to Make a Killing, which I really liked. But so here's the thing. People are talking about did he Norbit himself by doing that or whatever. Here's my thing. Like, okay, that is, guys, I hate to say it to you, I respect ballet and I respect opera and what have you.
I do as well.
That is the fucking stupidest controversy in the history of fucking stupid controversies. I'm sorry. Timothy Chalamet is not a prick for saying jokingly, and he made it clear that it was flippant, that he was like, oh, nobody cares about that anymore. And he goes, no offense. Like he was being facetious and he was being a goofball. Like he wasn't being genuine. Everybody needs to calm the fuck down. That's not why he didn't get it. It's this that more people wanted Michael. It wasn't a conspiracy. And here's the other thing. Am I a little bit sad that Timothy didn't win? A little bit, just because I've been a fan of his since the start, and he should have gotten one for Call Me by Your Name, and the fact that he still hasn't gotten one, even though he gave an even better performance, it's frustrating because it's like he'll have chances, but it's gonna end up being like a mediocre movie that he gets nominated for and wins because it's always how this goes. It's like DiCaprio again. Although I liked The Revenant fine, I wouldn't say that's the one I would give him the actor for. Wolf of Wall Street would be my pick.
Well,
But
Grant, let me ask you this: Do
yeah.
you think that Timothy Chalamet's in a stage where it's like Leo when he was nominated for Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah, they had already voted, so that's another reason this whole thing is dumb. Yeah, it's true. They already did vote. Niner. Yeah, I do. I do believe that that's what's going to happen. I think that it's like the Scorsese factor. It's like, well, it's also like, and here's the thing. This is the thing I hate about the discourse every Monday after the Oscars, right? Is this idea that people are like, no matter who wins, it's not going to be everybody's pick. And so everybody's going to be butthurt about it. And so when one battle after another win, they said, oh, they're just giving this to Paul Thomas Anderson because he deserved it before and this is a mediocre effort, but whatever. I'm like, no, this is a rare case where they took a while to give it to him when he deserved to get it, but they gave it to him for his actual best film. I'm sorry. One battle after another was deserving of it, and he was deserving of the flowers for it.
Well, and here's the thing. I want to talk about that here in a little bit, but when we do talk about Best Picture, because my mother gave me her thoughts, and
Yeah.
and here's the thing. You'll totally understand where I'm going with it when I do share that. But anyways, let's get on to supporting actor.
Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing.
No
I don't mean to break your stride.
No problem.
Because a certain someone, Luke Ponto, told me, quote, my joke was lame before actually telling anyone. I'm going to tell the joke that I put at the end of the Oscars now. Suck it, Ponto. This is my channel. I can do what I want. No, love you, Luke, but I'm just razzing for fun. But seriously, suck it, Ponto. Anyway, this is my joke. This was my joke when they announced the winner, because I do this joke every year. I did this joke and I said, wait a minute. He goes, there's been a mistake. Melania, you won Best Picture. This is not a joke. And he told me, oh, that joke's lame. Shut up. It's like, you shut up, Ponto.
Luke is,
no, it's good.
Guys, Luke is absolutely a fun guy.
Oh, I love Luke. Don't get me wrong. Luke's my brother, but like, Luke, I tease because I love. It's okay. I tease because I love.
Right, but let's go ahead and continue.
Yes, supporting actor. So,
all right, so these were very easy to remember. Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn,
yep,
Delroy Lindo,
the one who should have won last. I think
Delroy Lindo. God.
Oh, you already forgot. Delroy Lindo. Oh God.
It wasn't Paul Mescal because Paul Mescal wasn't nominated.
Yeah. By the way, I want to.
Oh, Skarsgård.
Yeah. That's the one who should have won. Still on Skarsgård. Oh, here's the other thing that annoys me. Sorry, one more thing. This is the other thing that annoys me. The next day, Reddick was, what? I'm glad Sentimental Value didn't win. That movie was dumb and just sucking off Hollywood people. First off, it's a Norwegian movie. It was not made in Hollywood. Second off, that movie's a masterpiece. Shut the fuck up.
Did you see the finger that I did just
yeah,
at you? But yeah.
Ryan Moore, I love you, but you're wrong about this, brother. Anyway, watch the damn movie. No, but yes, so Stellan, and then who was the other one?
It was Delroy Lindo, Benicio del Toro,
Sean Penn,
Skarsgård. God,
trying to think of the nominated films and who would have. Oh no, he was actor. I was gonna say Wagner Moura, but he was actor.
He was
also a good pick, by the way, Wagner Moura.
That's just besides the point. We'll just get on.
Hold on, let me think about it for a second. If I figure it out, I'll chime in.
Okay. Well, anyways, but Kieran Culkin presented that.
People are also clowning on him. I thought he did that with grace, all things considered.
That was hysterical.
No, me too. You can't. He did it in a very Wallace Wellesian way. I appreciated it. He did it in a very like his character from Scott Pilgrim, very kind of flat, or from A Real Pain. Like Jacob Elordi.
Yes, Elordi.
That's the one who should have won.
Which he was phenomenal in Frankenstein. Well, hello.
CTXR999. How's it going? Hi. What's up, y'all? How's it going? What's up to you?
What's up? But anyways, so Sean Penn won.
Ethan Hawke probably took a lot of votes. Theater voters probably went with him. Yeah, but he was great too.
Yeah.
Okay.
They probably did, but yes. And let me see what. But anyways, and then I'll also point out, but when Sean Penn was only at 2 ceremonies the entire award season, and you know what they were?
I want to play devil's advocate because the thing is that we found out that he actually had a good reason this time, which is that he was going out to do relief work in Palestine, which fine, fair enough. But the thing is that at the time it was live, Sean Penn was interviewed saying that he doesn't feel like he wants to go to the Oscars because he doesn't think it matters. And so I think that's where Kiernan was coming from. It was only after the live show that we knew where he actually was and what he was doing. So I could understand why in that moment Kiernan thought he was just flaking and just being kind of a bitch about it. But it turned out he had a good excuse and now everybody's clowned on Kiernan. It's like, no, he didn't know.
Well, I mean, how the hell was he supposed to know?
Right, exactly.
But anyways, so Sean Penn won. Would it have been my personal choice? No.
I would have picked Jacob if it were up to me. Or Delroy. Those would be my two.
That was going to be mine because Delroy, he was snubbed. He's been overlooked so many times. You know, one movie he was snubbed for.
The Five Bloods.
Yes.
But that's the thing, though. But see, that's the DiCaprio factor. That's the thing. Is like, do I think that this performance was as strong as it was in The Five Bloods? No, I don't. Not that it was a bad performance. It was a really great performance. But like, was it as good as the one in Five Bloods? No. But it is kind of that he's overdue, though. This is making up for snubbing him altogether with The Five Bloods.
Yeah, and
only thing is, Niner says, only thing is Skarsgård was borderline category fraud for being supporting. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. But that's the thing, like, that's the thing about the Oscars and a lot of awards things that I don't understand. Like, okay, the year that, great movie, but the year that Judas and the Black Messiah came out, where they both were supporting actors. It's like, it's Judas and the Black Messiah, though. They're both lead actors. Why? They're neither of them are supporting. It's Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield. We're both best actor, though. Really.
I found out why they went that way because.
And who's the lead? That's the joke.
Apparently, the Academy's decision was because they were assuming that Chadwick Boseman was gonna win actor, and so they thought, okay, let's put both the two people from Judas in supporting. So,
but it doesn't make sense. That's my point. Like it's not like it's unheard of for two actors to be nominated for the same film in the same category. You know what I mean? Like I just found that to be
a rare occasion.
Or at the very least, here's another idea. At the very least, have Daniel be supporting actor and have Lakeith be lead actor because he's the first half of the title. There you go. There's how you fix it. He's Judas and the other guy's the Black Messiah. So Judas
I want to bring something up that 94922 just said. He said that One Battle Actors and Delroy were true supporting. I have to agree wholeheartedly with them on that.
But I would also make the argument that Stallone wasn't top billed. So in that case, I would say that it's not so much category fraud. I understand where you're coming from. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's more just like it's a female-focused story, and he's the lone male. That doesn't make him actor. That makes him still a supporting actor and a supporting character. Like I understand.
Do you believe that the straw that broke the camel's back that ended Stellan's chances of winning the Oscar was being snubbed at SAG, or do you think it was or do you think that him losing at BAFTA was the straw that broke the camel's back?
Here's my thing. It's such a toss-up because the thing with this whole awards rat race thing is like, okay, you get to the Golden Globes, it kind of starts it. Not to say that there aren't things before them, but it's kind of the first time people are like, these are what the contenders are going to be. But then it goes through the whole thing, and like some people they get it, some people they don't. The person who gets it at the Oscars isn't somebody who got it at the BAFTAs, or in the case of this year, a British actor won deservedly. I saw the movie literally last night. I swear it was a great movie at an early screening, but like that, Robert Aramayo won Best Actor at the BAFTAs over Timmy and Michael. So it's like it's just a toss up. I think that it's more like it gives you a good inkling of what the trajectory might be, but you kind of have to. It also makes it more of a conundrum because, like, let's say that Stallone won at one of the awards, but say like Sean Penn won at two of the others. And yet Stallone would have still won, maybe. You know, I mean, it's a weird.
Right.
You see what I'm getting at?
But here's the thing that before we get to
I agree.
Yeah, you're right. But anyways, now for a while, I had this hypothetical scenario that could have possibly played out at SAG is if now, do you think if Miles Caton would have won at SAG, do you think it could have opened the door for Delroy Lindo to possibly win if that would have happened?
I feel like maybe, but at the same time, again, it's hard to gauge. I will say this: there's one snub I want to really focus on because we did, and you had to bail early, and I understood. We ran long. But and also that list, by the way, for those who are watching, is out of date because I actually expanded and revised my list. I put it up on Substack, but due to recent movies I caught up with, but like Lee Byung-hun should have totally gotten nominated. And no other choice should have gotten nominated for something because that was one of the true. I'm totally with Your Movie Sucks when he's like, when are we going to acknowledge that Park Chan-wook is a man making movies? I'm like, exactly, seriously. Like, and doing them great. Like,
well, let me ask you this: do you think this was also? I have a couple of snubs, that, and I know you're gonna agree with me wholeheartedly. All right.
Well, Testament of Anne Lee, for one.
For male, we're talking about supporting.
Okay.
Mark Hamill for Life of Chuck.
I agree.
And David Johnson for The Long Walk.
I feel like that was more of a long shot, but if he got nominated, I would have been happy about it because he was great.
He had a better chance at BAFTA than he
probably like the Saturns. Like I feel like the Saturns, the genre movie element of that would have made it more like a Saturn award. And maybe he did get nominated at the Saturns. I don't know, but honestly, if it were up to me, Indy the Dog would have gotten a Best Actor nomination. God damn it, because that was one of the best performances of last year. Good boy.
The next thing I want to talk about is the in memoriam section. Mm-hmm. Now, normally I don't get emotional during.
Oh, I cried. I cried a few times.
I'll tell you what, Luke and I was on his live stream.
I saw you.
We were both weeping.
I understood. Because the thing is that first off, the Rob Reiner thing was just Billy Crystal is a mensch anyway, and then to come on there, and then also I really appreciate it, and this kind of went with the theme of the night. Everybody, there were political discussion, but the thing is, it was subtle and it was smart. So, like for instance, and this goes back. I promise this is relevant. I'm not going off base again.
No,
but like one of the best zingers, because some people argue that Conan O'Brien wasn't as good as he was last year. I would make the argument he was even better. And there's the line where they talk about how nobody from England got nominated this year, and he goes, "Yeah," and British people are like, "Yeah, but at least in our country we arrest our pedophiles." It was a good joke, which was awesome. Good for you, Conan. Fuck you, Trump. Secondly, I'm not even being subtle about it. I don't even give a shit. Secondly, but this was the part I really liked. When Billy Crystal was on there and he's talking about, he's going through like, these are the great films that my friend Rob Reiner made. He made a very pointed direction toward Trump's comments about Rob Reiner when he made a movie where the characters asked for something to the extent of the characters ask for what we all want here in America right now, the truth. I thought that was very pointed of him. Mm-hmm. I have to give a shout out because this is tied to one of my favorite films of all time. I know it's people like, that's one of your favorite. It's a comfort movie. When Rachel McAdams came on stage to talk about Diane Keaton and Catherine O'Hara.
Oh yeah, that
This
was the moment I started. I started.
I was weeping. And first off, I just love Rachel McAdams, and also Academy, keep her in mind this year for Send Help. Seriously, I'm not even joking. Keep her in mind this year for Send Help.
Absolutely. But let me say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
When Rachel McAdams she was quoting a camp song that I used to sing at camp, Make New Friends Keep, and I am like,
ooh.
And you know which one also hurt? I'm trying not to get emotional to even think about it.
Oh yeah.
But when we saw Val Kilmer on there,
yeah,
I was like, "Oh, you've got to be kidding!"
Drew Struzan almost got me too because I'm just a big fan of his.
Who?
Drew Struzan. He's the guy who designed all those cool ass movie posters. He was listed as artist.
Yes. I forgot. And you know who else?
Where was James Van Der Beek though? That's my one snub. I wish they would have kept in. Where's James Van Der Beek?
Yeah, but and you know who else I forgot had passed? Udo Kier.
Which also, by the way, for those who wanted to know, his last film, or one of his last films, was a Best Picture nominee. I highly recommend it. The Secret Agent was a great movie. His one big scene in that movie was the best scene in that movie. When he's talking about his leg and why he has the scars he has.
And for those of you who don't know this, but if you have Hulu, The Secret Agent's now on there.
It's 3 hours, so buckle up, but it's great. It's really good.
Wagner Moura was terrific in that movie. You know, the first thing I ever saw him in was Civil War.
I remember him on Narcos, but yeah, first movie was Civil War, and he was great in that movie. Everybody was. Well, that was a great movie, but
anyways, that's besides the point. And then another thing I want to mention during the in memoriam that also hurt when they talked about Robert Redford and Robert Duvall.
Oh, that man's a hero. I'm sorry. I respect the fuck out of Robert Redford.
Have you as many times as you've been to Sundance, did you ever go any years and saw Robert there?
No, unfortunately. I will say this, since the people watching probably weren't there, some maybe were. This year at the in-person screenings, they had a tribute to Rob Reiner, and it had both times it got a standing ovation from the audience. People were emotional, where he talked about, and it was a tribute where they had images of him and then him talking about why independent film matters and why Sundance is important and all this stuff. And
you meant not Reiner or
Robert Redford?
Yeah, because you said Robert Reiner a second ago. I was just.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Too many dead people I love. I'm sorry. But Rob Reiner, well, I was going to say, though, about the Diane Keaton part, what made it significant for me, though, is I know that this is a movie that either you love or you hate. I love it. I love The Family Stone. That is one of my favorite Christmas movies. And so every time I think of that movie, I think of that great scene toward the end, spoiler alert, Diane Keaton is dying in that movie of cancer.
Yeah.
And the scene where they open the photograph of her pregnant and then Rachel McAdams is overwhelmed. She looks at her and she goes, "That's you and me, kid." And that gets me every time. That's one of those moments in a movie that
was also good in that movie. Craig T. Nelson.
Oh, Craig T. Nelson and
David Duchovny.
Yeah, I will say this, though I disagree with his stance. Mark Kermode gave the best review of that movie I've ever heard. When he hated it, and his review was The Family Stone. Sarah Jessica Parker is an uptight conservative who comes to live with a deeply, deeply mean-spirited liberal family. Yes, it's that funny. We all hate her. It's that funny. I love you, Mark Kermode.
Fucking kidding.
You're the king. By the way, can I also shout out a couple of categories this year that I thought were particularly strong?
Please.
Okay, so first off, with one movie accepting, and I'm sorry, maybe it was the copy I got, but I didn't care for it. Otherwise, documentary feature this year was pretty stacked with great movies. Because I completed my Death Race for the first time. So, other than Cutting Through Rocks, which just wasn't for me, I appreciate what it was trying to do.
Right.
But The Perfect Neighbor and The Alabama Solution have been added to my best films of the year because I thought they were fantastic movies.
I would like to make a point out there. I actually watched The Perfect Neighbor
Mm.
yesterday because I hadn't had a chance to see it.
Oh,
Oh, it was so deeply.
anybody who has a heart, if you don't at least get a little bit choked up and a little bit pissed off watching that movie, you're not a human being.
God,
Like it's
I did. I was like, are you
oh,
kidding?
the kid when they're telling him the mom isn't coming home. Fuck. That
So before we continue on, this person's
I would-
992 says, "I'm surprised that Eddington was forgotten. Same together at the awards. But Eddington was one of the most ambitious movie I've seen.
I think I agree. I loved Eddington. It's also on my best films of the year list. I feel like it was a little too good for the Oscars, if you know what I mean. It was a little too.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not care for Eddington.
I understand that it's a very divisive movie. I said in my list when I wrote it out, I said time will be really kind to this movie though, because I think that it'll reflect a certain part of our history that we want to forget. But I think that once hindsight kind of clears, I think it was maybe too soon to make it. But I think that once the dust settles, it'll be considered a good time capsule of that year in our history. But the other one I wanted to point out, and I think is pretty much perfect category this year, was international feature film. There's not a single nominee in that category that I don't think is deserving of it. And here's the thing, Sirat is going to qualify for my list this year because it technically didn't come out in limited in this country until February. Right. So I loved Sirat. I'll say this. The best movie on the category on my rankings was Sentimental Value, because it was my favorite movie of the year. Secret Agent was great. It was just an accident on my best of list. All the other ones are on my best films of the year list, but I have to say, of all the ones that you should seek out, again, if you're a human being and you don't at least get a little pissed off at the end of this, you're not a human being. The voice of Hein Rajab was heartbreaking.
I'm gonna tell you what, I have not seen that yet. It is on my to watch list.
It is not an easy watch at all, but it is so terrific, and I'm so glad I saw it. Because the thing is that I feel like of the ones on there, which one I think is the most important for people to see right now, it's that one. Just in the sense of what it's about, how they made it, and what that entailed. And it's going to ruffle your feathers. There are some ethical elements that might be a little bit suspect in that movie, but I think the purpose was a good one and the tone was important. And it's just a terrific movie. But yeah.
But anyways, let me also talk about now, back with the documentary thing. I mean, the winner was Mr. Nobody against Mr. Putin,
which I liked a lot. I liked a lot.
Yeah, and let me say this. I don't mind some political statements, but I did agree with their saying enough, no more guns, and all that stuff. And I'm like, yes, I do agree with that. And then when Javier Bardem came out with Nick Jonas's wife saying "Free Palestine," I'm sorry, but we're not fucking here for you to talk about Palestine.
Here's my thing with that. Here's my thing. With all due respect to everybody's opinion, I agree with what the gentleman is saying.
Right.
I think that the place was not, and the timing wasn't the best. I kind of felt like, what does that have to do with this right now? But I understand where he's coming from. Now, I will say this. I'm more liberal than the average bear.
And
so that's
and to me, I am not a Democrat.
Yeah.
I am not a Republican, but I'm an independent.
Well, that's the thing, is I would say that there are elements of both sides that I think kind of can suck. And my thing is, like, I think what Mr. Nobody did really well, though, is, first off, I hate Donald Trump. I'll just say that right now. I think that the guy's a monster.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut when it comes
it's
to
fine.
Trump, because I don't want our friendship to be ruined over politics. But
yeah, I understand.
They'll say, and this is fair, Grant, I agree with some of the things that he has done, and there are some things that I disagree with what he has done.
I think it's more to me like him as a human being, as a person.
Right.
I just don't. But here's the thing: I I wouldn't stop being friends with you if you have different politics from me. I have plenty of friends who are different politics from me. It's like Michael Pasanti. He and I don't have the same politics, and we're cool. Like it's not
right. But
it's not end all be all.
It's just I just prefer not to talk politics. But I will
I
say we'll say this though. I'm gonna go off real quick on a tangent. I did see Melania.
Why? Why put yourself through that?
I just wanted to see how bad it was.
God, it's so.
It was so bad.
Okay, politics aside, I'll take that off the table. As a movie, that is like the most uncinematic thing I've ever watched.
It's like it's B-roll footage of her pretending to care.
Somebody, I had a joke I made about how they said, "Is it a documentary though?" I'm like, it's more like a really shitty episode of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. No, like really, it is. It's literally like I halfway expect Robin Leach's ghost to be like Melania Trump. You know, this is how she does it, or like a really shitty episode of Cribs that nobody wants to watch.
But anyways, all politics aside. But yeah, but anyways.
But one thing I'll say, we'll squash the political talk. All I was gonna say is, I thought it was interesting the parallels they had to not that that's exactly happening yet in this country, but I feel like it's getting there. The idea of like seeing how his students are affected by what Putin is doing and saying.
Yeah,
I thought it was a very effective thing. Like when they're doing like in that scene in the hallway where they're like marching and doing like the weird sloganeering, I'm like, that's scary. Like regardless of who you are, that's a scary thing. It is. It's fascism, and the thing is, it's like I really loved the guy. I thought he was a really compelling screen presence. I thought that his Pavel, I believe is the gentleman's name, the teacher. I just liked him a lot. I liked his whole. I also will say this another shout out. It's probably the least important of these documentaries, but it's still really good. Come See Me in the Good Light. It was also a really touching movie. You haven't seen that one?
Yes, I have heard about that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is original and adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
Now, both of these.
I forget who won. Remind me who won
I
those.
I can tell you. I'm not going to go over the nominees because I don't want us to keep forgetting.
Yeah, it's fair.
But let's start with adapted. So adapted went to One Battle After Another. Now I
would agree with that.
That I agreed with because now mind you, I read all the nominees for the screenplays. I always do that every year before the Oscars.
Oh, that's a good strategy. I like that.
And out of all the ones that were nominated and adapted, One Battle had the better screenplay. Now, if there would have been a movie that would have upset One Battle and in screenplay, it would have been Hamnet. And just so you know, I when we get to Best Picture, I have some very surprising details that you are just going to be mind blown with.
Best Picture or thank God it wasn't F1. Thank God the dad movie. I know you liked it more than I did. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean, but
my mother. Well, wait. I'm gonna say my thoughts on F1 when we.
I liked the movie. I want to be. People are saying, "Oh, Grant just is being a hater." It's like I actually did like F1. I just don't think it should have been nominated for Best Picture. I think it's for what it is. It's a fun movie. I liked it, but I just thought, yeah.
But anyways, now let's talk about original screenplay. So that went to Sinners. That we knew was going to happen. And Ryan Coogler absolutely deserved that because that was probably my favorite screenplay.
I'll say, here's the thing about Sinners. It's a good script, especially its storytelling structure. It's a great movie. If it were up to me, I would give it to It Was Just an Accident. If it were up to me.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
And one thing that angers me is they had no excuse to snub. It was just an accident for Pitcher.
Oh,
Had
are you going to
no
bring
business
up that
doing
one Academy voter who literally didn't know it existed until after the voting was done or whatever? Ugh!
Are you kidding?
Incompetence on a grand scale.
That's a shame.
No, literally, did you? So, everybody, I highly recommend, if you haven't, watch YMS's video breaking down the nominees every year because it's awesome. But he talked about how, and I literally had to fact check it, like, oh, Blue Moon also would have been a good pick. But, like,
Absolutely.
but he was talking about how, like, literally there was a woman, they were talking to the different Academy voters about the inside scoop, and he said, and the interviewer asked, like, what about, it was just an accident. He goes, I didn't even know that was a thing until after we voted. I'm like, it won the motherfucking Palme d'Or, you idiot.
You
It
idiot.
won the Palme d'Or. It won one of the highest prizes in your your field, man. Like, really? Some obscure movie?
In the past 10 years, we have only had 2 Palme d'Or winners that went on to win Best Picture, and those 2 movies were Parasite and Anora.
And Nora. But the thing with it is this, like, okay. But almost always the Palme d'Or is nominated. I think the only times in recent memory I can think of were Titan and this. I think were the only other times I can think of. Like, Triangle of Sadness was nominated.
I just saw Triangle of Sadness about a month ago for the first time. Really good movie.
It is a good movie. I will say this. I think it's the weakest Ruben Olstead movie, but it's a good movie. I think that, what was the one where the dude dresses as a monkey and ruins the dinner or whatever? That was better.
What is that one called?
Well, Force Majeure was really good, and the American remake, it was okay. It wasn't as good as the original. The Square,
Okay.
that was good.
Okay. But yes, do you think that at some point the USA will win another Palme d'Or?
You know, I just feel like, again, I'm trying really hard not to get political. I know that it's a hot button thing.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't.
I know, I'm not trying to get on your case. I'll say this in the most respectful way possible. I think that if we want that to happen again, the stupid movie tariffs need to not happen. The reason I say this,
Agreed.
The reason I say that is not even to get at Trump, although that's one of the reasons I did it before. It's more the fact that, like, first off, if you're going to take advice on movies, don't get it from Jon Voight. Bro's crazy.
Jon
But
Voight, shut the hell up.
I literally said, when did Holes come out? And it's like 2003. It's like, that was like the last good performance that dude ever gave. That was like 20 plus years ago.
Hell, I didn't even care for Megalopolis.
Oh, I hated Megalopolis. It made my worst of the year. You know what's funny? I had this thought of, like, I don't agree with either of their politics, but I gave credit. I was like, you know what? Jon Voight and Dennis Quaid were in 2 movies I saw within the span of 2 weeks of each other, except the difference is Jon Voight started in Reagan and ended up in Megalopolis, and then Dennis Quaid started off in Reagan and ended up in The Substance. So, which one had the better trajectory? I would say Dennis did.
I saw The Substance for the first time the other day.
What a movie.
All I can say...
Exhausting, but great.
WTF.
I took my friend once to see it, who's like a hardened, nothing unnerves him, nothing grosses him out, nothing, and he turned to me and he says, that is the most fucked up movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, you want to see a real effed up movie? Watch The Human Centipede.
Yeah, except The Human Centipede is so dumb about it. Like, The Substance actually, it feels more... Like, The Human Centipede, here's the thing. The first Human Centipede I kind of liked in a sort of, I can't believe they actually made this movie, but the sequels are just, you're just being juvenile now. Come on. Like, you got Eric Roberts in the third one. Come on.
Anyways, so here's the next category I would like to talk about,
Yeah.
and this is one that you wanted to talk about,
Yeah.
and it's the tie.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about the tie.
Before
That's a
we
moment.
talk about
So
that, I want to give
nobody got
two-
slapped this year, but 2 movies won an Oscar this year, so I guess I could count that as a memorable surprise.
well, but now there are two different scenarios I want to talk about before we talk about the tie that happened the other night. So the first one happened back in the 60s, all right?
Hmm.
So Katharine Hepburn and what was it? Barbara Streisand
Oh yeah,
tied for actress. Katharine
I.
Hepburn won for Lion in Winter,
Good
and
performance.
then Barbara Streisand won for Funny Girl.
Am I wrong, or did let me put the this was a little bit later. Am I wrong, or also in the '60s was didn't Anne Bancroft win for The Miracle Worker, and also Betty Davis won for Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, or am I wrong? Or were they just both nominated and only one of them won? I remember them both winning for some reason.
I'm looking it up while I'm with you. Um, oh, there have been 7 ties over the Oscars' nearly 100-year history.
My friend said 7. That's actually not that impressive. Like, it is if you realize they've done this is the 98th Oscars, though. And, like, oh, yeah, that's true. That is a pretty small drop, all things considered, in 98 years.
Well, the biggest one was what I was talking about for Lion in Winter, and now the other one was in sound at the 2013 Oscars when Skyfall and Zero Dark 30 tied, and Argo won Best Picture that year over Lincoln.
And this is what I appreciate about Conan as a host, because the second it was over, I literally said to somebody, man, I hope that this at least gets half points in my Oscar pool. And then it literally comes back to Conan and goes, this award is gonna be a nightmare for anybody who's doing an Oscar poll tonight. I'm like, thank you, Conan. You mensch. I love you, bro.
Yes, because I was on Luke's live stream when that happened,
Yeah.
and I was gasping, and I'm like, listen to this carefully, and then he goes, "What?" And him and his other buddy Michael, who does Movie Fanatics, which if you haven't ever watched their
Oh yeah, I've watched Michael Pasanti, right? Yeah, Mikey.
yeah
Yeah, he's a good guy.
yeah
Good critic.
and besides that, but anyways, so if you want to go ahead and but since if you want to tell the titles of the two movies that short.
And neither of them would have been my pick, but you know what? I liked them. So The Singers, which actually would have been my second choice, because I actually really liked
that one.
I really dug The Singers. Two people exchanging saliva, I thought was a good effort, but it was a bit of a failure of nerve. I liked it
for that one, to be honest.
I didn't care for it ultimately. I thought the premise and the filmmaking was better than the payoff of it. I think that the idea was cool. I kind of it was a little too long, even for a short. It was pushing the 40-minute threshold, which goes between short and feature. They were kind of pushing against the boundary of that. But I just kind of, if it were up to me and people were like, Grant, you're such a simpleton and you're such a sentimentalist, I'm like, well, it's true. My pick would have been A Friend of Dorothy. That was my favorite of the nominated live action shorts. But, because it made me cry. And it reminded me of my grandma. So that was why it got me.
So, okay, so the next category I want to talk about on my list is best director.
Best director.
Now, best director. This was a
PTA, right?
At the beginning of the season, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
It was his time, but here's the thing.
And he earned it.
My mother felt that he was being awarded for the wrong movie. She felt that he should have been awarded when There Will Be Blood came out. But here's the problem with that was this. See, there were 5 nominees for Best Picture that year, and No Country for Old Men. It was the Coen Brothers time, so you can't take away that from
Right.
Coen Brothers.
Here's the thing, though. I would make the argument. I love No Country for Old Men. Do not get me wrong. I love No Country for Old Men.
Right.
The best film didn't win that night. If it were up to me, it would have been There Will Be Blood. But I will say this. I kind of agree and disagree with your mom at the same time. I understand where she's coming from because There Will Be Blood was a fantastic movie. And he totally should have won for it. But here's the thing. I would argue, similar to other people, I don't think that he was given a booby prize. I think that this really was his crowning achievement. I think he earned it. And the other thing I'll say is this. I want to do this for my father's benefit because he says, if you're going to do an Oscar stream, you better bring this up. And I'm like, I will. I won't forget. How the fuck did Guillermo del Toro not get a Best Director nomination? I understand. My dad is a bias because the only Best Picture nominee he saw last year was Frankenstein. It was his favorite movie of the year. But that film is so well directed. I saw it again on the big screen for the first time literally last week, like a week ago today. And just what a great movie and what a great piece of filmmaking. And that also brings me to another point that he also wanted me to bring up. How the fuck did Wake Up Dead Man not get a Best Original Screenplay nomination?
Here's the thing.
What a great script.
The competition's always going to be stacked regardless. I mean, it happens every fucking year.
I get that. But at the same time, like, they gave it the nomination to Glass Onion, and I actually didn't think that was as strong a script as... I like Glass Onion a lot, but I didn't think it was as strong a script. I think Wake Up Dead Man was the best Knives Out movie.
Absolutely.
Just as a story and as a character piece, it was the best of the three.
And did you know this? Glenn Close actually suspended her Oscars campaign when all this political bullshit started happening.
Here's the thing, though. I want to call anybody first and foremost. I would just recommend this anyway. John Oliver is my go-to if I want to watch anything news related because I watch it every Sunday. Did you see this week's where he was talking about Glenn Close, who of course was nominated for this movie, and they showed a clip from. I don't care what you think about the guy himself. Hillbilly Elegy is one of the worst films of the decade. I'm sorry, that movie was terrible.
Sadly, I have to agree.
And I didn't even. I literally. I think it was one of those like War of the Worlds where it's like I would have put it on my list, but it wasn't good enough. The thing is that Hillbilly Elegy. I'll give credit to Glenn Close. Glenn Close is a national treasure, and she's great regardless. And that movie did something. I was talking to my uncle about it. He goes, "Oh yeah, that movie's terrible." I'm like, "That did the unthinkable." He goes, "I literally said Amy Adams can do no wrong," and then I had to say Amy Adams can do wrong because I thought she was actually really bad in Hillbilly Elegy, and that never happens because Amy Adams is always great and everything because she's Amy Adams. But they were doing the bit from that's the one where the night agent guy plays JD Vance. Exactly. No, yeah. Okay. Not the night agent guy. The young security agent from A House of Dynamite. That's who played JD Vance.
Our future, or should I say our current wonderful vice president.
Oh, now see, I'll say this, South Park nailed it when they made that dude tattoo from freaking Fantasy Island. I love you, you're the best boss. So Trey Parker anyway, his voice just makes me laugh whenever he does any voice. It just gets me. You're the best boss. No, but
you know this, but when they did Russell Crowe back in the 90s when he was interviewed and, about it, and he said he wishes them nothing but success because it basically was trying.
They'll love him because well, here's the thing that I always thought was funny about that. Okay, so first off, whenever I have to review the latest Russell Crowe is angry at somebody movie, on my reviews and to other people I make the joke about. Like when I saw Nuremberg, which by the way, he should have gotten a Best Supporting Actor nomination for that as well. Russell Crowe. I said, yeah, I'm seeing a Russell Crowe movie, and then even my dad, without missing a beat, is like, "Who's he fighting around the world this time with his tugboat pal?" And I literally like, making movies, making songs, fighting around the world. Now he's a Nazi general fighting. around the world.
He was
It's
phenomenal Nuremberg.
that is one of my favorite episodes of South Park. I can watch that episode a million times and not get sick of it. It's just a kid show where Russell Crowe goes to different places and just curses out and beats people up for no reason.
But anyways, so but all jokes aside,
Yeah.
Oh yes, that Russell Crowe road raid movie Unhinged. Yes.
That is the epitome of a fighting around the world with Russell Crowe movie.
Yeah.
That's a fun movie.
Let's
That
go
was a fun
on
movie.
to Best Actress. Another one that was
That is the easiest one to predict this year. It was Jesse's from the moment I saw that movie. I said, that's Jesse's.
I mean, I didn't go to Toronto, but I saw a screener of the movie about a month before it started. It's limited, like it's limited opening in theaters.
Yeah,
and I just wept after.
I loved that movie.
Open.
It was a good year. It was a good year for nominated films. Like I said, out of the 10 best pictures, 9 of them are in my best of list. Like that's how good. And I have a top 60, so everybody's like, "Oh, your top 10 is mostly." Relax, it's a bigger list than that. No, but like I just my thing with it was Jesse Buckley's performance. Also, I gotta call out Paul Mescal real quick. Hold on, Paul, I love you. Callum Turner, you're also a good actor. Stop stealing my women. You bastard. Gracie Abrams is mine. You limey bastard. I can't believe you've done this. Anyway, same with you. I'll never forgive you for stealing Dua from me, you bastard. Anyway, Callum Turner.
Anyways, they 942 also says this. I was thinking this year compared to last year for Best Actress, almost 100% certainty of last year compared.
That's true.
Last year.
That's true. Very true. My thing with Jesse was, and I will say this, I caught up with this when I was doing my marathoning for the Death Race, when I wanted to catch up. I did get around to watching If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You finally. Now, I will say this, if you look at my updated list, it is not on there. I didn't love it the way that some people really loved it, but the one thing that is undeniable is Rose Byrne was fantastic in that movie. And I think if anything is deserved, it's her. Now, we were talking earlier, I would say this for actress. If it were up to me, I love Kate Hudson.
Absolutely.
I loved her in Song Sung Blue. I thought she was wonderful. She was the highlight of that movie. A movie that I, again, didn't love, but I liked quite a bit. Amanda Seyfried should have gotten nominated for playing Mother Henley in The Testament of Anne Lee.
Cynthia Erivo for Wicked.
Because see, you bailed on the thing for good reasons. I'm not calling you out on it. But that was my number 10 of the year. It still is my number 10 of the year. Testament of Anne Lee completely floored me. I saw it on my trip. I saw it later than most. And that movie literally hypnotized me. I forgot I was watching a movie. Like, it was so well done.
So, but anyways.
Yeah.
I want to talk, another thing I want to talk about is best casting. Yeah, I was just giving.
Oh.
But.
You're upsetting the natural order, Hunter. You're breaking too many of the fourth. There's too many walls. The fourth, the fifth, and the 17th are all being broken at the same time.
Or maybe the 7,485th wall. You never know.
What's the quote from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy? Fools! You are upsetting the natural order. I'm scared, Billy. What about me, yo? You'll be fine.
Anyways,
yeah.
So. Let's talk about best casting. So
I feel like that. I all due respect to casting agents, I don't know why that's like, you know the old meme about how like we got X before GTA 6. How do we get best casting before best stunt work? Come on now.
No, but whenever they do the stunt, Tom Cruise will finally.
I believe it's going to be the 2028 Oscars. The 100th edition is going to be when they're.
Correct. Oh, and speaking of the future of the Oscars, starting in 2029, they are moving it off of ABC to YouTube.
I thought they were doing that next year.
No, not till 2029.
So they're doing it after the 100th then. They're going to do it after the 100th. I guess that's a good call. But hey, guys, we're getting close to the end. We're going to have to wrap this up pretty soon. So yeah, let's talk about casting. It was one battle after another, right? It was the casting director for that.
Correct.
Here's my thing, and I believe it was also nominated, so I think I'm fair to say this. Um, I think that Marty Supreme probably should have won that one. Just
Yes.
because of the casting choices were more unusual. I understand one battle after another winning it because it had a great cast, but my thing is like Kevin O'Leary is kind of a piece of shit, but aside from that, he was great in that movie.
Absolutely. I mean, for his acting debut, playing a villain, I mean, come on.
Oh, and by the way, Hunter, I want to tell you real quick little sidebar. You always impress me with how early you see shit. I got to see a movie super early. Now, mind you, it wasn't finished yet. I was a test audience, so I can't talk about it. But speaking of Kevin O'Leary, The Breadwinner, I saw that on in Utah. I haven't reviewed it yet because I'm literally not allowed to. I signed a thing
I
until it comes out on May 29th. But I'll say this, Sony, if you're watching, don't shoot me. It was good. I liked it.
well, I signed an NDA and I saw a movie that comes out next month.
What is it? Just say
I'll
what the
give
movie is. You don't have to tell me anything about it.
I'll I'll give you a clue. All
Yeah.
right. And I'll tell you if you got it right or wrong. It's a biopic.
Oh, is it I Swear?
Nope.
Oh, okay, because that already had like a public early screening last night if you're at
I'll give you
AMC.
another hint. It has
Oh, is it Michael?
Yup.
Cough twice if it was good. You only coughed once.
No, I did it twice.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
All I'm
Cough,
all I
cough
can
twice if they
say
bring up
is this.
pedophilia.
All I can say is this. Is get ready for Jafar Jackson. That's all I can say.
Here's the thing. I'm excited for it. Antoine Fuqua, when he makes great movies, can make great movies. When he makes bad movies, they can be genuinely really bad. So I'm hoping this
For
one is a
me
good one.
personally, it was good, but was it one of his best movies? No.
Yeah. It's not infinite bad, is it?
No,
Okay.
but anyways, let's get on to the final two things. Best actor and best picture. All right? So
Michael
best
B. Jordan took it. I liked that he won. I thought it was a good pick. Timmy was my pick if it were up to me.
Timmy
But
was
I thought
my
that I
pick.
will say this: his speech was an all-timer. Michael B. Jordan, like bless him for that speech. He seems like a really good guy and a really humble dude. And again, we were talking about this earlier. I think before the stream, maybe at the start of it. The fact that afterwards he went to In-N-Out Burger and signed a bunch of shit for people and was real nice and cool. Like that's dope.
Yep. Michael B. Jordan was my pick for
It's good.
was for actor. Now let's go get on to best picture. So it
And
was
thank God it wasn't F1.
so it was a two-horse race between One Battle After Another and Sinners.
Hmm.
Now, I told you
That's what
earlier
you say.
before we went
I'll
live.
say this with all due respect to you, Hunter. I have to be honest with you. Following this race as it's gone, I think that there was not a chance it was going to be anything other than one battle after another. I understand where you're coming from, where Sinners would be close behind, but I always thought it was close behind.
Well, but anyway, see, here's the thing: we
Yeah,
knew it was going to be a two-horse race, either Sinners or One Battle After Another,
it was
and
going to be one or the other. Yeah, it's true.
it turned out to be One Battle After Another. Would it have been my choice? No. My mother, like I said, she didn't care for the movie, but she understood why it won Best Picture, but she said it would should have been to Sinners. That was what she said it should have
I
went.
think the best. I think that the right movie won. Just me personally. But here's the other thing, guys. Wait, there's been a mistake. There's been a mistake. 2 days later, War of the Worlds. You won Best Picture. Ice Cube, you won Best Actor. Um, Amazon delivery driver, who I think is also Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. You won Best Supporting Actor.
But anyways, yes, it was just a great year for movies in general. Grant, before I have to go,
Yeah.
do you know when in April you're thinking about doing the meetup with you and Buddy's
Yeah, we're
Pod?
gonna do. So I guess I should tell the people. So we're planning on early April doing like a check-in. It's gonna be a general freeform discussion. We're gonna talk about our favorite movies so far in the year, the new year, and our least favorite because there's a few that I have. There's well more than a few. I have actually. There've been some really good movies already this year. There've been some really bad ones too. So it'd be nice to talk about. And I apologize in advance. I'm inevitably going to talk about politics, but to be fair, it's about Melania. So I'm just warning
I'll
ahead of
agree with
time.
you on that.
If you don't want me to talk about politics at all, my number one worst movie of the year, and very likely will stay that, is going to be a movie about Melania Trump. So just, by the way, yeah, I appreciate the fact that though Hunter, I appreciate the fact that you, like everybody with a brain, watched that movie and went, "This is a waste of time." Just
Just wanted to see how bad it about it was, and you weren't wrong. It's pretty much B-roll footage of her just pretending to
it
feel
was just and a better than it needed to be soundtrack, but all the needle drops were inappropriate. Like I'll say this too. I'm gonna steal a line from Austin Putnam. Austin, I hope you don't mind. Um, art is politics. I agree. All
yeah.
movies are political in some way or form. It's okay. I'm saying specifically about a public figure. Anyway, point I was trying to make though is so Austin Putnam has this great line. I'm gonna steal it from him. Austin, I'm a big fan of yours. You're an inspiration. Thank you, brother, and a good guy. But I will say this. Um, you should get an Xbox achievement or Xbox an achievement for sitting through all of Melania, and an extra achievement if you sit through all the credits. Like truly, like it is monumental. But here's the thing: a lot of it, I told you in this, I said it's gonna be. I call it a catch up. It's more gonna be Grant yelling for half of it about why more people went to see Melania than Dead Man's Wire for a half an hour. Oh, and we're going to talk about other stuff too.
All right. Well.
Oh, real quick, I wanted to say before we go, best joke of the night and best joke in my head of the night. Okay.
Go ahead.
Best joke in my head of the night that is going to apply to barely anybody watching this, except maybe you and maybe me, is I actually sent this to Becca, my friend Becca, who it lives in Canada and has seen this film. I said we went a whole other Oscars without Will Smith smacking the shit out of Jay McCarroll. Which, if you guys have not seen Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, dear Jesus, go see. That is the best film so far this year, without a question.
All right.
Oh, and but the best joke at the Oscars though. Last thing, best joke at the Oscars. Grogu sitting with Kate Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
Get away from him, you bitch! It was like fantastic. Kate Hudson's like,
all right. Well, Grant,
yeah.
let me know when in April you are planning this.
Probably first week or weekend, maybe.
Well, well, here's the thing. That weekend, the first weekend in April is Easter.
Yeah.
So
I would say, well, we're not going to do it during the weekend. It'll probably be like, let me think for a second. It's like Tuesday the 7th or Wednesday the 8th. I was thinking.
One of those 2 days would be better because by that time, I mean, yeah. All right. Well,
thank you for coming, man. I appreciate it. And it was overall, I would say that the Oscars this year was good. I thought people won. Conan should host again. Also, I have to say real quick, since we started with the opening skit, I feel like we should end this. The closing skit was also fabulous. For those, just and his face too. This perfect. We love you, Conan. Team Coco for life. I've been Team Coco since the days of Leno and the talk show wars. I love you, Conan. You're the best.
All right. Thank you, Grant. So we'll do it the Tuesday or Wednesday after Easter.
All right. That sounds good to me. All right. Yeah. Tune in then, and also keep tuning in. Before we go, just real quick. Thursday. Oh, actually tomorrow. I'm going to have an early review for a film called I Live Here Now. It is a horror film from Utopia. I'm going to checking that out tomorrow. And then this week, we got reviews coming up for Project Hail Mary, Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, both of which I hear are great, and Peaky Blinders: The Immortal Man, and we got another mystery horror film on Monday. So that's coming up. And in the meantime, like, subscribe, do all the things, and I will catch you on the next one. Hunter, thanks for coming. And
before you sign off,
yeah,
I saw Project Hail Mary a couple weeks ago. It's wonderful.
I could have gone last night, but I decided I'd rather see I Swear because there's a chance my local won't get it when it actually comes out. So, but I'm seeing it in IMAX on Thursday afternoon, so I'm very excited.
Well, anyways, please subscribe to Raised on Popcorn with Grant. Grant, it's always.
I mean, if you're watching this, you might already be. But here's the other thing. That's thank you for bringing that up. One more thing. We are almost to 700. We are like this close to 700. We are 3 away. So please, if you are watching this and you like this stuff, try to subscribe if you can, if you want to. That would be awesome.
All right, and maybe we'll have a 700th celebration when that happens.
Or something to that extent. Maybe that'll be also part of the thing in April, if we can get to that part. All right. But thank you all. I love you guys. And Hunter, you're the man. Thank you for stopping by. And yeah, take care. See you guys soon.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye now.